Hello people, how are you doing? So it's 2019 and I've decided that I'm going to try and crack this YouTube thing a bit more this year. I kind of messed around a little bit with some videos last year and it was okay. I made some okay videos and I learned a lot, but I want to learn a bit more. So 2019 for me is about progress. Yeah, progress. So what's progress then? So progress is, for me this year, about doing more videos, doing more regular videos. I'm not sure how regular. Doing more skillful videos, learning some more skills, maybe doing more kind of feature things, as well as upping my game a bit with the daily vlogging like this, trying to do a bit more of this. I think I'm okay now with kind of talking to myself in public. I'm not quite so worried about that as I was at one point. It's rather strange actually, when you go past that point you just stop caring. Well, not so much don't care, you just don't mind as much with people looking at you. And yeah, so even as I'm talking to the camera now, there's people walking past and they're looking at me thinking, what's that guy doing? But that's fine, I'm okay with that. There you go, that's the view at the beach today. It's quite overcast today. And but it's nice. Very calm, the sea. I like it when it's like that. So there's no big kind of New Year's resolution or anything like that to become, I don't know, some kind of vlogger or anything like that. I just want to get better. I think what I learned last year was, with some of the stuff that I was doing and making the videos, I just really enjoyed it. I enjoyed making the videos. I liked finding out how the gear worked and all those sorts of things. I spent too much money on gear. I think that's kind of goes with the territory when you muck around with stuff like this. But I really enjoyed that kind of finding out about frame rates and stuff like that, and then trying to make the next video a bit better. And again, that's what this is about this year for me. It's about progress on YouTube. How can I do things just that little bit better, and then share that with anybody else if they're interested in it. There's a strange thing with YouTube though, when you're making videos, and once you get past the embarrassment of putting a video online for people to look at, that's fine. You kind of forget about that and you just move on. But the odd thing is, if you don't know anybody that is into the same thing, you don't have any choice but to video yourself. And that's why you're looking at me, because most of the time there's nobody around that wants to be involved and there's nobody as interested as you are. And I think that's the same for a lot of hobbies. You're trying to find somebody that's interested in the same thing. And I think last year, by putting a couple of videos up on YouTube and a few people like them, Xander, you know you are, you kind of meet people that are interested in the same thing. So again, as well as progress this year, I want to try and explore that a bit more, meet up with some people and just talk about this kind of thing, because I really do enjoy the challenge of making these videos. So let's talk about gear, because if you're going to make some videos, you need some gear, and there's no two ways about it. You probably spend too much money if you get into YouTube, because you watch what other people are doing and you think, oh, I need that, I could do with that, that'll make me better. And of course it's not true. And I think one of the things, you know, when I say it's not true, better gear doesn't necessarily make you better. You know, I can't make films to the standard people were making when they were making videos in the black and white and no sound days. I just don't have those skills. And I think one of the main reasons for that is that it's about the story. So I need to progress and to think more about stories and how to tell the story and how to portray the story with video, because that's really sort of quite new to me. So about the gear then, I think what I want to do, I have to do this year, is to not spend so much money on gear, but really make sure that I'm using the gear that I've got. You know, if I were a company and I was the MD of a company, I would want to do what's called sweating my assets. That sounds bad, doesn't it? But you would want to make sure that you're getting a return on investment out of the money that you spent. And if you had machinery sat around that wasn't providing a return, you'd sell it. So I think I need to take a more pragmatic view of how I think about gear that I buy for making kind of YouTube videos and that sort of thing. And I mean, I make some other videos that I don't post online just for fun and that sort of thing, but it's, you know, mainly for YouTube. I've got to make sure that I'm getting a return on my investment. Now that's not necessarily in terms of money, It's in terms of enjoyment, learning and progression. So back on the progress thing. So how am I going to progress with YouTube in 2019? Well, I'm going to be a bit more intentional about what I do. So what do I mean by that? I'm going to try and have a plan, much better plan. I had a plan before, but it wasn't necessarily very detailed about what sort of videos I'm going to try and make each week. Now, it might just be one video a week, it might be two, but I want to do some review stuff and do some featured sort of things where I spend a bit more time on making the actual video itself and put those new skills to use, and maybe even attempt once a quarter some kind of short film, something that's a bit more cinematic, something where there's much more planning and much more time that goes into it. So it's really about being more intentional about how I approach this YouTube thing. Where am I this morning then? Let's see if I could just give you a little bit of background to where I am. So I grew up here as a kid. I used to come down here and kind of play on the beach and that sort of thing. I'd come down on my bike, and behind me you can see the amusements, and I think as a kid I probably spent quite a lot of 2p pieces or whatever they were back then in that amusement park trying to win stuff, and I don't know, just used to be the place where we'd come quite a lot of the time. And then in front of me over there, which I've just filmed for you now, is the Isle of Wight, which is on the south coast of the UK. Oh yeah, so this place, so this place, you know, when I was a kid, I was always here, you know, always. Every evening I was down here checking this place out, and, you know, it's just the amount of kicks and flicks I could, who am I kidding? I never even had a skateboard. So that's it, short and sweet. I just wanted to make sure that I actually got something created today. It's all about the creation, the progression, and being a bit more intentional about what I do. So that's it for today. Hopefully do a bit more during the week, and that's the plan. Progress. Right, so enough chat then. Let's get on and see if we can make some videos for YouTube.